Before the fire pool, before Nenegate, before the 9 non-resignations and the Rand falling off a cliff on a Tuesday, before all of that, there was the arms deal. 1999. South Africa, 5 years into democracy, still building the new country. The flag is new, the institutions are new, the Constitution is 5 years old and genuinely admired internationally. This is the story that explains, in some ways, how you get from there to everything that came after. Not because one deal broke the country, but because of what it demonstrated was possible. What liberators could do. What accountability would and would not do. What a shopping trolley full of fighter jets and a discounted Mercedes tells you about the country you are actually building.
The taxpayer in the hard hat is here. He is younger. He has a new flag. He does not yet know what is in the trolley. One trolley. SA's original sin. Shall we?
The shopping trolley. Empty at the start. Chrome and institutional and entirely too large for what a 5-year-old democracy with significant development backlogs actually needs. The aisle is long. The shelves are full. Fighter jets in boxes, submarines in tins, Corvettes in cellophane, special offer stickers on everything. The arms companies have been very organized about this. They have sent representatives. The representatives have been very helpful. Some of them have been helpful in ways that will become legally interesting later. The government official picks up the trolley. He is authorized to shop. He has a budget, 30 billion rand of public money, in a country that still needs hospitals and schools and houses and jobs. He pushes the trolley into the aisle. The taxpayer in the hard hat watches from the entrance. He was not consulted about the shopping list. He is, however, paying for everything in the aisle. He will be paying for it for the next 20 years.
1998. South Africa conducts a defense review. The question? What does the new South Africa's military actually need? The answer, from the review itself, is straightforward. No credible state military threat to South Africa exists. Regional peacekeeping obligations are possible. Upgrades to existing equipment could address most requirements. The honest assessment is, not much. This is the assessment that gets quietly set aside. Not thrown away, set aside. In a different room with different people and different whiteboards, a separate conversation is happening. Arms companies from Germany, the UK, Sweden, and Italy have come to Pretoria. They have proposals. Their proposals are detailed. Their proposals are expensive. Their representatives are very, very helpful. The honest whiteboard says, upgrade what you have. The arms company whiteboard says, fighter jets, submarines, corvettes, helicopters, trainers. The shopping trolley is about to be pushed into the aisle. In the original defense review, no credible threat. In the arms deal that follows, 30 billion rand. The gap between those two facts is where the story lives.
Here is what South Africa bought. 26 Gripen fighter jets from Sweden and the United Kingdom, 14 billion rand. 3 Type 209 submarines from Germany, 5.5 billion rand. 4 MECO corvettes, also Germany, 6.5 billion rand. 30 light utility helicopters from Italy, 1 billion rand. 24 Hawk trainer jets from the UK, 3 billion rand. Total, approximately 30 billion rand. This figure will grow. It always grows. But 30 billion rand is where we start. For context, in 1999, South Africa's housing budget was a fraction of 30 billion rand. The country had an HIV/AIDS crisis that would kill hundreds of thousands of people and that the government was actively mishandling. The unemployment rate was above 30%. The receipt for all of this was the same receipt, funded.
Here is what South Africa bought. 26 Gripen fighter jets from Sweden and the United Kingdom, 14 billion rand. 3 Type 209 submarines from Germany, 5.5 billion rand. 4 Meko corvettes, also Germany, 6.5 billion rand. 30 light utility helicopters from Italy, 1 billion rand. 24 Hawk trainer jets from the UK, 3 billion rand. Total, approximately 30 billion rand. This figure will grow. It always grows. But 30 billion rand is where we start. For context, in 1999, South Africa's housing budget was a fraction of 30 billion rand. The country had an HIV/AIDS crisis that would kill hundreds of thousands of people, and that the government was actively mishandling. The unemployment rate was above 30%. The receipt for all of this was the same receipt, funded by the same taxpayer. The narrator says, "We got a very good deal." The taxpayer asks, "On what exactly?" The trolley is full. The question of who benefited from the deal, personally, specifically in their bank accounts, is a separate cartoon. It is the next cartoon. Joe Modise, Minister of Defense, Liberation Struggle veteran, the man who oversaw the arms deal from the government side. The allegations against him are serious, that he benefited personally from the procurement decisions he oversaw through agents and intermediaries connected to the arms companies. Modise denied the allegations. The investigations that followed were long, complicated, and contested at every stage. The arms companies denied wrongdoing. The intermediaries denied wrongdoing. Everyone denied everything in multiple jurisdictions for multiple years. Modise died in November 2001, 2 years after the deal was signed. He died before the investigations concluded. The investigations themselves did not conclude for another 20 years. Some questions do not get answered. They get filed. The shelf does not archive them. The shelf just waits. This is one of 2 named individuals in this episode. The second one got a discounted Mercedes. Tony Yengeni, ANC Chief Whip, member of the Parliamentary Joint Standing Committee on Defense, the committee with oversight of, among other things, the arms deal. In 1999, while the arms deal contracts are being finalized, he receives a heavily discounted Mercedes E-Class from Thomson CSF, a French arms company with a direct interest in the deal. He does not declare it. He is required to declare it. He does not declare it. In 2003, Yengeni pleads guilty to fraud for failing to make the declaration. He is sentenced to 4 years in prison. He serves 5 months. On his release, ANC supporters gather to welcome him home. The party does not treat this as a shameful moment. The party treats this as a homecoming. The Mercedes goes in the child seat of the trolley. It fits. Almost. The trolley continues down the aisle.
The investigations. The Heath Special Investigating Unit finds evidence of wrongdoing in 2001 and is excluded from the final Joint Investigation Report. The Joint Investigation Report, by the Auditor General, the Public Protector, and the National Prosecuting Authority, is widely criticized as incomplete. The NPA opens cases. Cases are withdrawn, cases are reinstated. The Zuma prosecution history is a separate Flashback Friday. In 2011, the R30 Commission is established, a formal commission of inquiry into the arms deal. It sits until 2015 and hears years of testimony. In 2016, Judge R30 finds no evidence of corruption in the arms deal. Civil society and opposition parties immediately challenge this finding in court. In 2019, the North Gauteng High Court sets aside the R30 Commission's findings. The court finds that the commission failed to properly investigate the allegations before it. The finding of no corruption is itself found to be irregular. The investigation begins again. The arms deal investigation spent nearly 2 decades finding nothing, then finding that finding nothing was wrong. The trolley had been in the aisle for 20 years.
The weapons. Let us check in on the weapons. The Gripens, purchased in 1999, 26 aircraft. They have been displayed at air shows and have performed admirably in this capacity. Their operational readiness at various points in the post-deal years has been a matter of some discussion. The aircraft are beautiful. This is widely agreed. The submarines, 3 boats. At various points in their service history, South Africa's submarine fleet has been largely non-operational due to maintenance requirements, parts availability, and technical factors that the South African Navy has addressed with great patience over many years. The submarines look excellent in harbor. Tourists photograph them. The corvettes are the success story of the package, by most accounts. 4 ships. They have been deployed, they have conducted patrols, they have attended state occasions, looking magnificent. The naval officer polishing the hull is proud of the corvettes. The corvettes have earned it. 30 billion rand. Some aircraft, some submarines, some ships. And an investigation that lasted longer than some of the equipment's operational service periods.
2018. The Zondo Commission. The State Capture Inquiry. Judge Zondo sits with years of testimony ahead of him. Eskom, SAA, SARS, Transnet, the Guptas. The full catastrophe of state capture, assembled in evidence and placed before a commission that will ultimately produce the most comprehensive account of institutional corruption in South African democratic history. The arms deal is in the evidence register. It is not the central subject. The arms deal is, at this point, 20 years old. It has been investigated by the Heath SIU, a joint investigation team, and the Sariti Commission, whose findings were set aside by a court. The Zondo Commission notes it. It recommends further investigation. It is 2026. The arms deal is 27 years old. The sticky note on the calendar, refer to next investigation, has a slightly yellowed edge.
It has been there for a while. Someone keeps not throwing it away. The trolley is still in the aisle. The price tag is still updating. The bracket is still in the offset delivered line.
The accountability scorecard. Arms companies? Investigated, not charged, not convicted. Intermediary agents? Investigated, a few charged, fewer convicted, none serving full sentences in connection with the arms deal specifically. Government officials? 1 conviction. Tony Yingeni. Fraud. Failure to declare a discounted Mercedes. 4 years. 5 months served. A welcome home party. The deal itself? Not canceled. The weapons? Still in service, in varying states of operational readiness, looking excellent at air shows and state occasions. The offset obligations? The bracket is still in the receipt. The investigations? Ongoing. The trolley? Still in the aisle. Compare this to Nkandla. The Constitutional Court ruled the president was found to have violated his oath of office. 7.8 million rand was repaid. The institution held. That time. The arms deal and Nkandla are different kinds of story, but they are the same country, learning the same lesson at different speeds. The arms deal lesson. In 1999, 5 years into democracy, someone pushed a very large trolley down a very expensive aisle, and the bill was sent to the taxpayer. The receipt exists. The bracket is still in it. The trolley is still full.
The storage room. It is filling up. The fire pool sign is here. It has been here since episode 1. Des Van Rooyen's overnight bag is here. 4 days, never unpacked. The resignation scoreboard is here. The numbers still visible. And now, the shopping trolley. It takes up considerably more space than the other items. The fighter jet tail clears the door frame with perhaps half a meter to spare. The submarine had to be folded, slightly, to fit. The Yangeni Mercedes is in the child seat. The bow is faded, but still present. The taxpayer sits beside the trolley. He's been in every episode. He looks at the room, this growing, carefully maintained, officially unofficial archive of the things South Africa did and did not fully account for. He says the room keeps getting fuller. The firefighter in the door. The arms deal. 30 billion rand. 1999. 27 years of investigation and ongoing. One conviction. 5 months served. A welcome home party. The weapons in service. The bracket in the receipt. The trolley in the aisle. Mzansi Eina. Because, somebody has to say it.